Hi, welcome to Silver Screen News with us, the Silver Screen Dudes. I'm Anthony Jordan.
I'm Nico Leroux.
And here it is, it's the news show, guys. This is where we break down all the latest news that's come to you. A few rumours, if it's out there, we do our best to confirm it for you. So here we go. Nick, what have we got this week?
We have got 6 stories for you today, guys, and we will be starting off with an old classic being given its sequel in Blade Runner. Here's the story. So as many of you will remember, back in April, reports began circulating that actor Ryan Gosling was in negotiations to take on a lead role in director Ridley Scott's upcoming Blade Runner sequel. Now, in an exclusive interview with Collider.com, Gosling has confirmed that he will indeed be in the new follow-up to the sci-fi classic. No news on whether this is Harrison Ford's role or if it is just one of the leading roles. AJ, thoughts on Ryan Gosling being in the Blade Runner sequel and thoughts on the Blade Runner sequel itself?
Right, first things first, I know the mention of Mr. Ryan Gosling must have ticked you off something rotten. Oh, just a tad. And it grew naturally. And it continues to grow, so we're going to move on quickly from that. Personally, Ryan Gosling hasn't troubled me. He's not my top actor, but
You haven't seen much of him?
Yeah, exactly, this is it. I haven't seen a lot of his films, so I'm
Keep
not...
it that way.
I'm going to watch more. Yeah, he's done some stuff and it's okay. He's been alright with me. Not on a personal level, just on a film appreciation level. I had to get that out there. Right. There is no mention of Harrison Ford. I know
There's no mention of Harrison, no.
Taking place.
A little bit busy with the little movie.
Yeah. How little we shall see. But here we go. Personally speaking, Blade Runner, classic. In the sense that it's a predecessor to a lot of sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
There's a gap. We have a gap that's too far for me to say sequel. Had you said to me it is a revamp and Ryan was taking over Harrison Ford,
that actually would have made sense.
Again, I think it can work in the sense of sequel that Ryan is a lot younger than Harrison was back then, so he's not going to be the retired cop.
Ryan's not that young.
This is it. I'm just thinking maybe he's older than I'm thinking, but
Sorry to disappoint you, ladies and gents. He's not that young.
He's not. Okay, granted, he is older than I'm probably picturing, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems a bit weird. I don't know where we're going with this.
There is no actual news as to where they're going with this story. I mean, as AJ's more than strongly hinted, I'm not Gosling's biggest cheerleader, to say the least, alright? I don't see what the craze is about, but hey, Hollywood does, and I'm not here to make decisions. So Hollywood deems him to be talented, and you've heard me say this before, it is always good, and you'll hear me say this again today, it is always good to add talent to your cast, alright?
Of course.
I'm not... As I've said, we don't know what the story is, we don't know what direction this new film is going in. It's good to see Ridley Scott, who we're going to talk about a bit later on in another story as well. It's good to see him back behind the lens of the camera doing what he does as one of the best.
Yeah, most definitely.
But like you said, I don't really know where they're going with this Blade Runner. Blade Runner itself is a classic, and I think it was a classic because it was you know, we say sometimes, was it too ahead of its time? Blade Runner was so ahead of its time, but in a capacity that people were so in awe of it. It didn't alienate people because of its forward thinking. I'm not one of Blade Runner's biggest loving fans, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not too far off from you.
I mean, I see, you know, there's the argument out there that it's one of, if not the most important sci-fi movie of all time. Not much argument you'll get from me there. It didn't ring true with me. Now, do I think what could be... I mean, it was so far in the future, I don't really know how you could incorporate it into a sequel, but...
It's difficult, and again, the word sequel troubles me. I think there's a certain gap.
We're in that age, aren't we? The age of the sequel.
The age of the sequel, yes. The age of the revamp, yes. And I think I would have preferred to have the word revamp because a sequel with over 30 years?
A little bit long, isn't it?
Hold on, correct me. I could even be touching 40 years.
No. Ooh.
Yeah. I don't want to get into my age.
Double check that.
But if we're talking 70s, I'm an 80s baby who's touched 3-0. Yeah, think of it. So we're talking a bit of a gap. I'm talking character introduction. Now, yes, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch Blade Runner. It's worth watching. But where does it fall in terms of... We have sequels. You have Toy Story. You have Terminator. These are there. There's even Star Wars is a bit of a... But no, it's too far.
You brought in Star Wars. Blade Runner doesn't transcend the way Star Wars does.
Exactly.
And Star Wars, if whatever you'll say about it, about the prequels, has had things since the originals.
There's games, there's toys, there's stuff to remind you of who's
It's also
who.
the biggest franchise of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, guys, what do you think? I'd like to ask you this. Did you like the original Blade Runner? Are you excited about Blade Runner 2? Obviously, I guess we should be taking solace in the fact that Scott's at the helm. Are you excited about Ryan Gosling starring? And give us some ideas. Where do you think this movie could be going?
Do you know what I also think might be a problem? Correct me if I'm wrong. More technology has come our way. So...
Yeah, but that's what I was hinting at. How's it going to find relevance in this day and age?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't get it.
It's weird, but yeah, comment. I'm not saying I'm not excited, I'm just intrigued and I need to hear more.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next story.